maybe it wasn't the best setup. Howdy. It is extremely hot. Well, all the windows are open, so if you hear road noise, I'm sorry. I should put my ice cream away. Okay, today I couldn't think of anything that I really like needed to do, like chore wise. So I thought the best thing, or like at least I thought the most interesting thing that I could do would be to give you a tour of all of my philodendrons, because I believe that is the genus that I have the most of. I would like to do an anthurium video one day, but I have significantly less of those. So for now, we're going to focus on philodendrons. I have, I believe, 18 total, which isn't a crazy amount, I know, but it's what I have. I have all kinds of philodendrons. I have climbers, I have crawlers, I have some of the like bushier ones. I have a broad range. So I think it's interesting to see. I love philodendrons because I think that they are the things that give the most jungly feel to my home. Like looking at all of them together brings me so much joy because I'm like, I have a mini jungle on my table right now. They're just so luscious and juicy and they're so cool and I love them so much. So what should we start with? I think we can start with my poles that I have and then we'll work our way like down just so I'm not surrounded by them. As I go through, I'll put them back in their home spots. But to start off with, this might actually be the first philodendron in my current collection. I had a couple when I lived in Florida, but when I moved to Seattle, I kind of had to start over, and I believe this is the first one that I bought when I moved here, which is my silver sword. If you know my history with this plant, I bought a very mature one for a very good price. And it was my favorite plant in my collection and I loved it so much. It even bloomed for me last year, but it got root rot, I believe. The leaves started yellowing and when I took it out, some of the roots looked rotted. So I basically chopped and cropped it. I chopped off a top cutting and threw the rest away, very sadly, but she rooted. I have repotted her. She is on a pole now. And we'll see how she does. These leaves are like half the size of the old leaves, but I know she will one day reach her former glory again if I take proper care of her. So I think I'm gonna have to close the windows. It's so loud out. I think it's a little less loud now. I will try to make this as fast as possible. Next up I will do, can you move? I'm gonna do this beauty right here. This is my white knight. Why is every loud car in the city driving by right now? This is my white knight philodendron. I love him so much. This is the, wait, what? Yeah, this is the most recent leaf that he has given me, which has this beautiful big chunk of white. He's going through a weird little growth thing where he's trying to grow off the pole and I'm having to force him back onto it. But I love this one so much. I can't really tell you why. I just feel very maternal towards it. He is my baby and I love him so much. I didn't have him on a pole for a really long time. He has taken to the pole very nicely. I can see some roots in there. I would really like to expand my royal philodendron collection at some point. Maybe get a white princess, maybe get a white wizard. I don't know. I have had a pink princess and I have her baby here. We'll go over her later. I hated it. Maybe one day I'll retry a pink princess, but oh my god, it's like dead silent now. What the fuck? But I just love this one so much. I love that the stem and the petioles are like that red color with the white variegation running along it, and then you have these beautiful green and white leaves. I love this plant so much. My next pole, which is also my tallest pole, is my Philodendron, oh my god, oh my god, oh my god, Campos Partuanum. He's a beast. He has really, if you can see these roots, he has really taken to the pole, which I knew he would do because when he didn't have any support, he was still throwing out aerial roots like crazy. He wanted something to climb. So now that he's climbing something, he is so happy. His leaves are like, if you compare this leaf, which is like, it's pretty, but it's very small, to like one of these leaves, massive. So I'm really excited to see what this one does, like the longer it's on a pole. He is 3 poles tall, which by the way, these are the Russo plant care moss poles. I adore them. They're the only ones that I use. They're amazing. He is 3 tall, and as you can tell, he is very top heavy. I don't know how many more we're gonna add on, because as soon as I add another pole, he will no longer fit anywhere that gets good light. So might have to chop him at some point, but until then, I'm going to enjoy him as he is. He is almost at the top of this pole. We've got a little bit of time. We'll see. But I love the shapes of the leaves. I love how they look kind of fishy. Its like common name is velvet shield, which I also understand. It kind of looks like a shield. When it's immature, I actually have an immature one. Hold on. So this is an immature Campos Partuanum. This is what its leaves look like. So if you want to compare, they're much more rounded. They have a bit of like a brown, almost like choco red philodendron kind of vibe to them. And then once they grow up, they become more green. I haven't gotten any of these shield fish shaped leaves with this coloring on it, but it goes from this and then it gets like a weird kind of in between phase like this one where it's almost a shield and not quite. And then we get these beautiful leaves. So it's a really cool one to watch mature. I really enjoyed it. But he is a beast. He is slowly taking over the window, and I'm perfectly okay with that. As long as he's happy, I'm happy. This was also one of the first ones that I bought when I moved to Seattle, and I'm very, again, maternal towards him. I love him. So he's gonna go back in his home now and thrive and continue to get tall. Last pole is one of my favorites. This is my Florida Beauty. It is also my favorite plant to jiggle, which sounds weird, but I love how its leaves move. It has given me this leaf as of late. I got this guy at this leaf. You can even see that. He has grown so much. He's loving this moss pole. I have a soft spot for Florida Beauties because I love the state of Florida, which sounds silly, but it's true. So I now have 3 of these in my collection. Well, actually, I figured something out yesterday. I only have 2 different types of Florida Beauties in my collection. We'll go over that later. But I love this plant so much. I love its mature leaves. I love how big they get. I love the shape of them. They're beautiful. I'm excited to see this leaf when it's hardened off. She's a stunner. I feel like she's a staple. And that's kind of all that there is to say about her. I love her. That is it for my philodendrons that are on poles. I think I could show you, I'll show you the 2 that I have on supports right now. They're not on actual moss poles. I'm just using something for structural integrity to support them. This is my Philodendron Biliate. I love him, but the last 2 leaves that he gave me were very small, so I literally just like maybe an hour ago cut them off. and I'm hoping we get some more leaves like this. I love this plant as well. Obviously, it's a part of my collection, but it's been really fun watching it grow. I know it hasn't had the best time with me, so I'm hoping that I have finally figured out the right care. I don't know, I was trying to think of a better word for that. Hopefully we get some big leaves soon. I really do adore this one. I have it hanging in a window with this pole, and he seems to really be liking that, so we'll see. But I do love this leaf, and I want big leaves. And then this is a more recent A, addition, and B, support. Like, I just recently put this on a support, so hopefully he likes it. But this is my Philodendron squamiferum, the fuzzy petiole philodendron. I love this guy. This pot is really heavy, so I'm not going to hold him for too long. He also has really cool shaped leaves. This is there's an ant on me. This is one of the parent plants to the hybrid that is the Florida Beauty. It is, the Florida Beauty is a combination of, I believe, the squamiferum and pedatum, I think. I could be wrong. I read that on Reddit, so who knows. But I got this one on my birthday, and he also didn't have like the best time for a while. I had him in a really low light spot, and I don't think that was the best decision for him. So I have since moved him. I put him in this pot. I put him on a pole. We're gonna see how he does. Hopefully he likes it. He's getting more light. Yeah, he's just a cool one. I love his fuzzy little pink petioles that like slowly shift to green. I love the shape of his leaves. He's really, really cool. Very jungly vibes. Yeah, that's kind of all there is to say about him right now. He's cool and I like him. This one isn't hanging right now, but I'm gonna consider it a like trailing philodendron if you so choose for it to be that. This is one of my favorite plants in my collection. I should pull out the variegated one. What am I doing? I forgot about him, so I actually have 19 philodendrons. I'll show you the normal one first. This is the Philodendron Micans. I love this plant so much. I love the reddish, rusty color that the leaves come in. I think they're so velvety and beautiful. This is one of two plants that I have. I have split it up. The other one is literally right there. But I love this plant. I feel like it's not like underrated, but I don't think it's talked about enough. Like, I don't even know what to say about it. I just love it, and it's beautiful, and I love how it looks in terracotta. I know terracotta is not the best thing for philodendrons, but it's such a pretty combination. I couldn't say no. This one stays in our room and the other one stays in the living room so that I can see it twice as much. I love it so much. And this is the variegated Philodendron Micans. I have been having problems with this, and if you know, I bought it on my birthday. It doesn't look too different because it keeps putting out, I think I have it too close to its grow light and it's getting too much light, so it's putting out these fully variegated leaves, which are really pretty, but they're not gonna help it live. So I have since chopped off a bunch of those leaves. They're like propagating somewhere else with like natural sunlight. I'm gonna see if that brings any variegation back. I'm not sure, but I really want this guy to do something good. I really, really love it. This is like one of my wish list plants. And I was so happy to finally get my hands on one, and now he's just like not, he doesn't want to live, and that's kind of bumming me out because I'm running out of growth points to activate to hopefully get more real variegation. And after that, like, that's it. That's he's kind of a dud at that point once all of his growth points are used up. So fingers crossed I figure him out at some point. I'll have to get another one. Not have to, but I'll get another one, and I don't know, we'll figure it out at some point. But this is one of my dream wish list plants. I love it so much. I just wish it wanted to live. Do I want to show you babies or other weird guys? I'll show you weird guys and then we'll finish off with babies. How does that sound? So this big mama, oh my god, she's heavy. Ooh, this is my Philodendron gloriosa. I have chopped her from the mother plant. I gave the mother plant away. This is the top cutting that I had. I have a love-hate relationship with this one, actually. I wish that she would grow better. I wish that she would give me better leaves. If I put her in higher light, she does give me bigger leaves, but they end up bleached and looking kind of bad. And if I put her in lower light, so I get nicer looking leaves, they're always smaller. So I haven't quite figured out a good balance for that yet. And there's only so many places you can fit a planter like this. So I don't know. She sits in my living room right now. I do think she's beautiful, and I love, like, I know I wouldn't be able to have more than at most a few crawlers just because of the space that they require, and that's totally fine. But I do think the idea of a crawling plant is really, really cool. So I love her. I just wish she behaved a little bit better. But that's okay. She's still glorious. I'll show you this one. This is my Philodendron Prince of Orange. He looks really, really rough right now, but he was in a window that was getting too much sunlight and he got a little scorched, so I cut off a bunch of the scorched leaves, and this is what we're left with. He's getting much less direct sun now, and he seems happy, but I had one of these when I lived in Florida and I had to leave it behind. It was just too big. And I missed it, so I'm glad that I got my hands on another one, and he's growing for me, and we're getting somewhere with him. He seems happy. I love that the leaves come out this like pinky, reddy orange color, and then transition to this orange color, and then slowly to green. I think that's so cool, and I love him so much. I guess this is this technically considered a royal philodendron if it's a Prince of Orange? Probably, right? But he's cool and I like him, so that's all that really matters. This is my Mayawai Tahiti, who is putting out a new leaf for me right there. I love this one. I got this at the plant swap that I went to a few weeks ago, and I have kind of like had my eye out for this one, but like wasn't hunting for it. It's one of those, like, if I stumble upon it, I'll see. And I stumbled upon it and it was given to me, which is so, so sweet. And he's doing really good. He gave me this leaf right after he came into my home. He's giving me this new leaf, which looks much more mature already. Just I can tell by how like crinkled up it is. Yeah, he's great. He's not very big, so there's not too much to say, but I love him and I'm excited to see him grow. Oh my gosh, this guy's hiding out of my view and I almost forgot to show you him. This is my heartleaf philodendron. I recently, in my last video, I didn't even show it in the video. I just did it like at the same time that I was filming. But I recently potted up my mother plant with all of my cuttings and propagations and everything that I had of her, because I had quite a few. And I hung it above my desk where I have a little bit of light from, like, I have a little bit of natural light and I have a little bit of a grow light that it gets, and he's happy. He's loving life. I've had this one. This actually is one that I was able to bring with me from Florida, so I'm very attached to it. I've had it for several years, probably going on like 4 years at this point, and I love it, and I think I finally figured out how to make it as happy as possible. So it's great. I love it so much. It's not like, it's kind of a sleeper in that it doesn't really look super interesting, especially compared to a bunch of my other philodendrons, but it's just a good staple plant, and I like that about it. I like that it just is a plant, and it's not doing too much. It's not asking too much from you, and it's gonna give you exactly what you want. My little trailing boy. I didn't know we're gonna work biggest to smallest. That seems kind of funny to me. This is my caramel Pluto. I got this not super long ago. It's doing great, although there is this like weird, it almost looks like a burn, but I'm not entirely sure. Like, it's nowhere else on the plant. So I don't know what this spot is about right here. If anyone knows, please share with the class. But it put out this leaf for me not too long ago. You can tell because it's still that like pinky, purpley, kind of fleshy color. And he's happy, he's loving life. I think I might move him away from the window just because I can tell his baby leaves are getting a little burnt and floppy and sad. But I have a new leaf already on the way. I love him. I love the zigzag shape of his leaves. I love that he's bushy instead of like climbing. And he's great. Yeah, that's kind of it. Caramel Pluto. And now on to my babies. This one is one of the least impressive. This is my Philodendron Gordon Splash. I always want to say Flash Gordon or Gordon Flash, like the movie, but that's not what it's called. I got this at the plant swap. I've already gone over where we're at with it. It has a growth point that just hasn't done anything yet. It's a like midsection cutting, I think, and we're just waiting for it to do something. That's kind of it. I think it's a cool one. I'm excited to see it if it gets big, but it hasn't done anything, so there's not much to say. Okay, who's next? I'll do this one. This is my Philodendron Tortum. I'm a sucker for weird leaves, and this guy has some weird leaves. I love him so much. This is the newest leaf that he has given me. He's already working on another one. There's not like a whole lot to say about him besides I love him and I love his leaves, and he's doing great. He's very young right now. I'm sure I'll have to give him support at some point, but right now he chills in a window. He's loving life, and I love him for it. He does, I think, add a lot to the jungly vibes that I'm talking about. I think he's so cool and interesting. This, I don't know exactly what it is. I think it's a red sun or moon philodendron. I've lamented about him before because he gave me 2 leaves that were half leaves that were like the left half of a leaf, and then he put out this really weird hard nub and I couldn't figure out what it was. I thought it was like a new leaf that was like incredibly stuck. So an hour ago I cut it off and I was like, what is this thing? I'm gonna cut it open, and it was a flower. He had given me a flower and I cut it off without knowing, and it made me really sad, and I saved it to show you. But I thought he was really unhappy because of his leaves, so that's why I wanted to chop him and just give him like a fresh start. No, he was happy enough to give me a flower, and I chopped him for it. But now that I know that he was happy enough to give me a flower, I have hopes that he will grow bigger and stronger and healthier and give me another flower someday. But this one, the new leaves come out like this really dark red maroon that I love. I think it's beautiful. And then even like the older leaves have a bit of that color on the edge. It's stunning. It is a stunning plant, and I love him so much. So hopefully he gets his act together and grows like a normal plant and maybe gives me another flower someday. But he's happy. He's got roots galore in here. So we'll see what he does in the future. I'm not finishing off on this because I hate it. This is my pink princess. She was a pup from my mother plant that I had quite a while back. She gave me this leaf that is very pretty and nicely variegated, and I was like, I'll keep her and get rid of the mother plant. So I kept her because also the mother plant, like every single leaf was getting stuck, and like the genetics were just really bad. Which I got it for like relatively cheap for a pink princess, so it makes sense. But I hated her. I gave her away at the plant swap, and ever since that leaf, she has just like given me nothing. Like a speck maybe, this little tiny speck of pink This leaf has no variegation. It's putting out this leaf right now. Oh, that actually has a very decent amount of variegation. Sorry, queen, but we'll see if I keep her or not. I was kind of planning on getting rid of her, but if she continues to give me nicer variegation, maybe I'll keep her. I don't know. These last two, who do I want to end with? I'll do this one first. This is one that I got at the plant swap. I have talked about it. I thought it was my third Florida Beauty. I thought it was my variegated Florida Beauty. I was so excited. Even when I was trading the girl, I was like, oh my gosh, I have a soft spot for Florida Beauties because I lived in Florida for a while. I love it. And she was like, oh my gosh, cute. This is not a Florida Beauty. I think it's not a Florida Beauty. I think it is a variegated pedatum. But I'm really not sure. So the difference between the Florida Beauty and the pedatum, from the research that I did, is the pedatum has a smooth petiole and the Florida Beauty has kind of a bumpy petiole. And I thought that this had a smooth petiole, but now that I'm looking at it, it's kind of bumpy. So I'm not sure if this is a pedatum or a Florida Beauty. I don't know. What I do know is that variegation is a fucking stunner. She's beautiful. When the girl gave it to me, she said that it was rooted. And when I checked it when I got home, the roots did not look good. They didn't look active. So I chopped those off and I put it in here. And I checked it the other day. We have active root growth. The roots look super healthy, super happy. So one day soon, there's an ant crawling on my leg. One day soon, maybe he'll go in a pot and grow big and strong. I've thought about ants really like this family for some reason. They really like the Florida Beauty. Can you shut up? My God. They really like the Florida Beauty. They really like this guy. They just like constantly have ants on them, which I've heard is a sign of pests, but I have seen 0 pests and I am pretty on top of it with my pest care prevention. So hopefully they just really like these plants. But I still think this is a stunner, even though I'm not entirely sure what it is. The variegation is like actually beautiful. So whatever it is, I love it. Last but not least, except kind of, he looks kind of sad. This is my Florida Ghost, which is a type of Florida Beauty that comes in white and then slowly over time fades to green. So like, for example, this is the newest leaf. And then this one's kind of older, so you can see it's starting to shift to green. And then this one's a little more green, and then this one's like fully green. So it has that like ombre over time. But I love this plant so much because not only am I obsessed with Florida, I'm also obsessed with ghosts, and ghosts specifically in Florida. I grew up visiting Key West a lot, which is the most haunted place in America. It is in the Florida Keys. It's just like a weird thing. I love Florida ghosts. So I have a Florida ghost and I love him. And I wish that he would grow a little bit faster for me, but that's okay. I'm not gonna rush him. I know that he's gonna be big and beautiful and strong one day and give me those like really nice Florida Ghost leaves. So I'm not gonna pressure him. I'm very proud of him. He is doing good. It just took him a little while to settle in, I think. And now that he's settled in, we're getting some growth. But I'm excited to see him get bigger. And with that, I am drenched in sweat. It is so hot in here. But that's my philodendron collection. If you want to see any other, let me sit down. If you want to see any other groups of plants, if you want to see my anthurium or whatever, I don't know, let me know. If you want to follow me anywhere else, I am prettyplutokitty on all platforms, and then I have a specifically plant Instagram that is prettyplantykitty. I'm having so much fun posting on that. I know I've said that before, but it really is like, I'm having so much fun with that content because it's so different from what I'm used to making. I'm used to doing like beauty content, so it's really fun trying out something different, and everyone's been super nice over there, so I really appreciate it. But with that, I'm gonna go stick my head in the freezer. I hope you have a fantastic day. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I will see you next time. Bye!